Okay, this is how fun is an objectively positive thing, even in a world where objective positive is defined as a lack of objective negative, since the objective negative is being given the positive role as the material source. Let's say your child is suffering from malnutrition, and if it goes on, it will die within a couple months. Furthermore, in a couple months, winter is going to kick in, and your supplies have been ruined. Your acorns have all gotten moldy, and you've realized you need to eat birds. But you're primitive. You don't have a bow. You don't have a slingshot. All you have is rocks. Rocks are sufficient. But you'll have to have good aim. And you have the potential to have that aim, but you don't have that aim yet. Well, how are you going to spend the 2 months trying to address your suffering child's needs? You could just hunt around for birds and try to throw rocks, but you wouldn't have very many chances that way, right? You know how to find birds, it takes a little while. You know how to do it, you don't need practice with that. Happens to be that as a child you used to just follow birds for fun, so that's easy. It's not very fun following birds, finding them, throw a rock, miss it. Have to go find another one, miss it. What's a lot more fun is setting up pine cones and knocking them over, putting a stick in the water and trying to hit that. That'll teach the ducks. And by using fun, by setting up a fun situation where you can practice what you need to practice to address suffering, you can get the skill you need to address suffering. The skill you need. See, you don't need death. You need a skill of life, a skill of living to address your suffering. And the suffering is there to give you a hint as to what skills you might need in a very open-minded way, because it's all goal-oriented. It's like, well, if there's 5 skills, it'll satisfy the goal. Take your pick, but hurry up. It's like a pool. You want to become a good at pool, you could be playing for money. Take the fun shot. Oh, but you got to make it. Well, if it's fun for you to take a shot and not make it, I guess it's still fun when you lose the money, and fine, do it. I mean, that's your goal. It's a game. Oh no, you're trying to make money off of it. Well, probably will be fun to make the balls then. It's like when people start playing pool, it's fun for them to shoot hard, bang, bang, bang. But as they get really good and actually want to win games, it becomes fun to shoot it just right. A soft shot is really fun. You make the right thing fun when you realize you need that. There's ways to set up games to help provoke the skill you're going to need. This gives an objective positive for fun. Why? Because it can consistently help us address suffering. Now, one problem is, there's a lot of different kinds of fun. I like to discriminate between them. The fun that cruel people have, being cruel to weaker beings, that is disgusting to me. But it still has this role in learning. If a kid is taken out by his father as a kid to go have fun uh, beating up stray cats with a bat, he will learn that kind of behavior. He will become better at finding the cats. He'll become more cruel if that's the fun part. I mean, the only safety is that often that isn't fun. The unfun parts of those experiences make themselves present. Like a lot of people as kids go to kill something, think seeking fun in that, and find, wow, they felt really bad, it wasn't fun, and they don't do it again. My uncle took his BB gun and shot a squirrel, thought that would be the great hunter thing. He was just a little kid, and he felt really shitty, and he never did anything like that again. So, well, that's actually, there's more to that, I guess, because he was a hunter, but he never did anything like just killing for fun again. He still found the fun in killing, but as part of a survival technique. So is that an acceptable mixture? I don't know. But either way, the fun will teach you um, the skills that are programmed into the fun activity. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you say light is the absence of dark or dark is the absence of light. Either way, it turns out when you look and find which one's material. either way, you get a definition of light and dark. You know, if light was the absence of dark, there'd still be an objective concept of light being less darkness. In the case of joy and suffering, you know, it's more complicated because it's not at all clear that those are balanced. And now I've come to think, no, they're not the opposite of each other. They're not opposed. You know, they both have a substance. There's this material causes of suffering, and there's material causes of joy, and they can both be triggered at once because we're biological creatures. And remember, feelings can misfire. So you have to take a statistical approach to these, and I think take them as two categories. If something is fun but also miserable, I try to avoid that. You know, but it definitely can happen, right? So sometimes it only plays out over time, where it's afterwards you realized it was miserable. You know, it's longer term consequences that end up convincing you that there's another side to the story. Maybe at the moment it just seems like a one-sided story, but as you act, the side changes. So anyway, philosophy is psychological. You have to create fun experiences for yourself if you want to learn something. You have to create the right kind of fun experiences. Okay, cheers.